And maybe just checking in the quality of your thoughts. And now paying attention to our breath. So before changing anything, just notice how the breath is moving in your body. Does it feel stuck or does it feel easy to breathe? Maybe when we changed our posture, bringing the shoulders over the hips, maybe we sat up a little bit taller and the breath became a little bit easier. And soften through your facial features, your jaw, your throat. Again, allow the shoulders to move down your back away from your ears. And then set an intention for your practice today. Maybe there's someone you would like to honor or dedicate your practice to. Please feel free to do that. Or like on Wednesday, we sent a little metta out into the world. So if that resonates with you, sending that love, kindness, and compassion towards the people closest to you. And then the next outer ring, kind of moving away from center, moving away from you, and then just kind of expanding that love, kindness, and compassion outward from the people closest, and then community, work, acquaintances, and then bigger communities, neighborhoods, counties, cities, state, country, hemisphere, and then the whole world. So just allow that to expand. And something I mentioned on Wednesday is like all you can do is impact and affect the 1 square mile that you are in. And to me, that was very wise and sage advice from my ex-mother-in-law. And it was helpful when I started to become anxious and depressed about all of the things going on in the world that I had no control over. You can influence the people around you and you yourself, right? You can begin to shift and change your perspective. We all come into this life because of experiences, right? The experiences we have, they color our glasses, the lenses that we see through. So what color lenses are you seeing through right now? What lens are you looking through? Is it through a victim mentality or a survivor warrior mentality? I know which one I'm choosing, and it feels so good and so powerful because that means I have control over my thoughts, my actions, my words. And I get to choose how the event it plays out. I get to shift the perspective. I get to take control instead of allowing other people to dictate what happened to me or how it's going to play out. So we all have choices. We can shift. And sometimes we need a little space. So hopefully this space today that we're taking right now, if there's anything happening in your life where you just need to flip the script, you need to look at it differently, maybe this is the pause you need to allow that space so you can shift a little and look through a different lens, perhaps. All right, my friends, a couple more breaths here. Set that intention. Send that metta out from your heart. And then as you're ready, just gently blink open your eyes, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, come back to your space. And if you sat up on anything, let's go ahead and come off of it. All right, so let's get into our neck first. I think that would be a nice place to start. So whether you're sitting on something or not, I just wanted to come off of my bolster. We're going to drop an ear to the shoulder. So it doesn't matter which side you begin with. I always kind of like to go right side. So my right ear is dropping towards my right shoulder. Shoulders are evening out. I'm not bringing that left shoulder up as the head dropped. I'm breathing here. And maybe dropping the head back just a little bit, just kind of small movements, noticing what that does, how it changes the sensations, just a little movement. Again, it's kind of like shifting our perspective. What happens if I did this? Would I feel differently or move differently? Take 2 more breaths here. It doesn't have to be a very long hold. Good, and then gently let your chin roll to your chest. And then as you inhale, left ear, left shoulder, make sure both shoulders are balanced and even. Good. Just breathe into that right side of your neck. Feel that gentle stretch underneath your skin, that fascia, that like very thin membrane that's right underneath. Right? We're just kind of getting that nice and stretched. And then maybe a little shift the head back. See how that impacts and changes the sensation. We definitely do not want pain in our yin postures. We want sensation. It's going to allow us to breathe and move that stuck energy. Good. And then gently bring your chin towards your chest. Let's pause here for a few breaths. So stretch out the back of your neck. Try to keep the shoulders over the hips still so we're not rounding forward. The only thing that dropped down was the head. So bring your chin towards your collarbones. Good. Slowly inhale, bring your chin back to level. Good. Exhale. Good. And then inhale. Drop that head back. Lift that chin, look towards the sky. And then if you want to do any kind of movement with your mouth, like you're chewing, you can take the jaw kind of like side to side or like in little circles, but just kind of opening up the front of your throat, moving all of that lymph, because we carry a lot of lymph fluid in our face after we get up. Excuse me. So yoga is very good for moving that lymph because of the breathing. So nice full breaths in, complete exhale. Good. Carefully bring your chin back. All right, side to side movement, just a little bit, just a little swivel. And then if you need a little bit more movement, maybe you take your neck, your head in circles in one direction. We don't need to do a lot here. Just let the head kind of glide. Nothing forced. Everything feels very fluid. And that's what we want. We want that fluidity. We want everything to move gently and easily without any kind of stickiness. And then go ahead and reverse those head circles. That's how we start to pull things, right? Everything's tight, nothing's fluid, nothing is like slippery. We want that ability to glide so we don't pull. Good. Okay, my friends, we're going to get into the back body, hips, neck, low back, all of it. So I throw this one every time we practice. It just depends. Maybe we're doing a forward fold or maybe we are doing a reclined posture. But today we're going to take it forward. So butterfly the feet. So soles of the feet come together. You decide how close you bring them, up to you, right? Like I always say, choose your adventure. What are you looking for today? Are you looking for inside, inseam kind of sensation? Then pull the legs closer. Again, it still doesn't have to be super tight. This is still considered like a long-legged butterfly. So anywhere, extending the legs forward or bringing them in, but not super close. And then props, if you need them. Blocks can go on either side of the legs. You can drape the legs over the bolster, up to you. And I'm going to time this one here. Let's come into this shape for, I think we're going to take a nice 4-minute hold here in our butterfly. Like I said earlier, if you need to come out sooner, please do so. Again, maybe it's not down all the way. Maybe it's forward a lot. Maybe you're going to use some props somewhere to support your head, if that makes sense. Do what you need, support your body in this shape, because we are here for an extended period of time. So get comfy in it. So get to a place where it's bearable, right? The balance of effort and ease. And then just allow your body, allow gravity to bring you forward. And if you feel like you have a little bit more, it feels easy, then maybe you try going a little bit deeper. And if you really want to get deeper, feel more in your spine, maybe more in the cervical spine, tucking that chin in a little bit more will give you that sensation. And then as you're here, because we've been here for, a period of time, just kind of check in with your body. Are you holding tension? Are you clenching your teeth? Are you making fists with your hands? Are you gripping the legs? Just notice those spaces and breathe into them. And with the exhale, soften. Again, as you're here, just kind of checking in. How are the quality of your thoughts? What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it? All right, my friends, begin to deepen your breath. If you needed to come out before that 4-minute was up, that's totally fine. But if you stayed with me the whole time, just slowly begin to roll up. Use your arms to support you. And then maybe you just pause there for a second. If you are ready to bring the legs together, don't just use the muscles and those soft tissues that we just stretched because they're a little wonky right now. This is where I like to take my hands to support my body to bring the knees back up. And then if you want, just kind of extend, let the feet kind of sway, wiggle the legs a little bit. They've been there for 4 minutes. So give them a little room. And if you need to do anything else, please do so. There's no limitations here. It's your body. So move in a way that feels right to you. If you just want a little hip lift, you can do something like that. If you want to come back down to your back and hug your knees in, that's also a great choice too. So far, so good, everybody. Feeling all right? Okay, I don't see any more comments coming through, so everyone must be cool. Okay, you're good, Patty. Okay, a bit stiff. Oh, that was a few minutes ago. Okay, beautiful. Let me know if there's anything else, or if there's something else that pops up during practice. Don't be shy. Add it to the chat, and I'll come over and take a peek. Okay, so we did our butterfly. We did some neck stretches. Let's do a little bit more hip work here. So I'd like to do a half butterfly. So extend one leg forward. Good. And then just kind of let the other knee bend in. Foot can touch the leg or not, depending on your body. And like I said, my leg is kind of out to the side. I'm going to turn towards that leg. Again, the foot does not need to be pressing forward. Remember, the leg does not need to be actively engaged. Very different from our other practices. From here, we're just going to kind of walk ourselves towards that extended leg and just kind of fall forward. So arms can come on the floor. If you want some more support, you can take a bolster on the leg and just kind of lean into it there. I know you're all very smart and wise people with your bodies and your props. I'm just giving you some ideas, but I'm sure you have a setup that works for you. Maybe you just want the head to be supported. You can also just kind of use the bolster like that. But choose your adventure. If you can come down lower and it makes sense, do that. We're not going to be here for super long. We're going to do 2 minutes on each side. I think that's a good amount of time. So thinking about here, the low back and the legs and the hips. So, and the neck, right? So lots of areas we're targeting at the same time. Again, don't feel like you need to come down all the way. Just gradually allow the body to come into the shape. No forcing. There's no prize for getting to the deepest point of the posture right away, right? We just want it to happen naturally, organically. So halfway through the posture, just kind of notice where you're feeling the sensations, right? You might be feeling something in the back of the leg. Maybe it's the back of the knee or the hamstring. You might be feeling something in that bent knee side as well. So maybe the low back. I know that's where I'm feeling sensation. Not pain, sensation, difference. Just kind of that slow stretch feeling, just lengthening all of those soft tissues underneath the skin. Okay, slowly, when you are ready, lifting your gaze, looking towards your big toe, and carefully walking yourself back up. And then we'll switch sides. So anytime we have like the leg things, I'd like to use my hands to help transition. So I'm not relying on those soft tissues that I just worked, right? We just kind of opened them up, stretched them, twisted them. So they might be a little sensitive. So just be mindful about that as you move about your morning or the first couple hours after our practice. Just kind of notice your body. Don't be super harsh. I was going to do a kettlebell workout after this, but I think I might not. Just kind of thinking about my body and like what we're doing. So I might, pause and do that later or do it tomorrow. These are all the choices we can make. Okay, so my friends, 2 minutes here on this side. Just begin to walk your hands forward. If anything's going on with that knee, I have a little bit of issue with my right knee. I can put a block underneath it to support it if it doesn't feel right, just hanging out, bolster, whatever you want. Um, Blanket will work too. But when you are ready, just kind of drape yourself over that extended leg. It doesn't need to be way out to the side, but there is a little bit of a rotation. So just kind of think about facing your chest towards those big toes and then coming down as far as feels comfortable. Release any gripping or any kind of like muscle tension you might have on this side. Just let the leg be. Again, just kind of noticing where you're holding tension and then your breath. Is that breath still moving? We need to make sure we are breathing in these shapes, right? That's the breath is what helps us to let go in these shapes. Because if we're in the shape and we're just kind of like holding our breath and we're like, oh my God, like, why is this so challenging? Let it go, put it down. You don't have to carry it with you. All right, 2 minutes with that butterfly. Carefully walk yourself back up. Extend the legs if you like. Use, like I said, I always like to kind of like use my arms for my legs. And maybe give them a little wiggle, give them a little shake. And we'll do another forward fold. And then I want to take the rest of the practice kind of like into a heart opener, just to kind of address any kind of like sensation of, so the idea of like the heart openers are very uplifting, right? Heart openers are uplifting and give us energy. So if we are feeling just not our best selves, maybe we're working with some grief or anxiety or depression, those heart openers will allow the body to kind of get into that heart space so we can breathe into it, open it up, let go of the things we don't need to hold on to. So, one more forward fold, and it's going to be a caterpillar, kind of staying within this butterfly, half butterfly caterpillar family, right? We've done them all. Bring the legs forward. You can separate the feet as much as you like, maybe as wide as your yoga mat. But if you feel like you're rounding, then go ahead and take your towels or blanket or bolster, something thin, maybe to sit up and bring that pelvis kind of to your neutral position. Okay, so props can be used here, of course. If you want to use a bolster in between the legs or on top of the legs, when you come into that nice forward fold, I think I'm going to use my bolster today. Just sounds really delicious. So we're going to be here for 3 minutes. So here we go. Feet can roll open to the sides and then gently bring yourself forward wherever that is right now. It can change, right? We might be able to go a little bit deeper in a few moments. So just be where you are. Arms can be alongside your body. We're not trying to reach towards the toes. We're just gently kind of ragdolling our torso over our legs. Continue to breathe into your back body. All that space you're creating there as we're coming into this very compression forward fold, right? This compression in the front body while the back body opens. And in a few moments, we'll get the opportunity to reverse it and open up through the front body. Stay for that next inhale and exhale. And then slowly inhale, roll up. Okay, let us take some movement. Just be gentle. Do what feels right. I'm going to take some cats and cows. If there's anything else that your body is asking for, please do that. Just a little movement. It might feel really good. I know it's going to feel really good for me to move the hips and the low back. They've been a little stuck there in those sitting poses. So cats and cows might feel really good. But go slow and gentle. Good. Okay, so let's get into opening up through the heart, lifting the heart. Let's take the bolster to the back of our yoga mat. We're going to sit in front of it. Choices. If you want to butterfly the legs out once more, you may do that, but I'm going to straighten my legs because I feel like that's just where they need to be right now, and just lower yourself over that bolster. If you don't have a bolster, then you might use some pillows or blankets, towels, make a big stack. It's just right here. It's kind of like a supportive fish posture that we're going to take here. So hands can be alongside your body. Legs can be straight or knees bent. If it would feel better to have the knees bent and on the floor, you can do that and just kind of knock the knees in together. So feet are wide and the knees come together to support each other. So that's one of the three choices: straight, butterflied out, or knees up towards the ceiling in a pyramid shape. And just think about the opening of your front body. You might feel some space in the low back here. If it feels a little crunchy, just lift your hips. You can kind of bend your knees, lift your hips, and then lift the hips, and then scooch, sort of like lengthen your tailbone towards your heels, and that will give more space in your low back if you're feeling a little compression there. So the torso would just drape gently on top of your bolster. And if you prefer to close your eyes, you may do that. Take that space to go inward and just be. Nothing to think, nothing to do. Doing nothing can be good for you. Keep that energy moving with your breath. Keep allowing that life force to come into your body and then move out any stagnant, old, dead energy. Anything that is not serving us or allowing us to grow, to become that potential. If we have all the stuff kind of we're holding on to or not releasing, it just stays there and festers and grows, and not in positive ways. So it could be holding us back, dimming our light, and not allowing us to be who we truly are. So let all of that stuff go. We don't need it, right? All right, begin to deepen that breath. Good. Well, maybe there's a little stretch here. Good. Carefully bending one knee at a time. We're going to roll over just to come off. Find the bolster. You're going to move it out of the way. And now trade that for a block. If you don't have a block, that's fine. Blankets, towels, or if you have a bolster, you can use that too. We're going to be doing a supported bridge here. So this is going to be great for our low back. So finding that block. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Finding that block and come down to your back. Bend your knees, soles of the feet are on the floor. And you want to make sure the feet are just close enough so that, you lift up, you can graze your heels with your fingertips. And then place your feet back down, press into your feet, lift the hips, slide that block. I'm going to keep mine on the lowest height right now because I think that's just going to feel really good. But if at any time you feel like you want a little bit more, then you are more than welcome to pop it up to the second height. Just make sure it's on the sacrum. It's on your low back, or it's not on your low back. It's in that triangular bony piece at the base, right before, where the good Lord split you up there. Just not on the low back. That's going to put too much pressure on your low back if you put it up higher. So nice and supportive underneath the hips. And wow, this is a little bit better than I thought it would be. So I'm going to stay here. All right. Let's find some stillness in our supported bridge. If you need to come out sooner, please do so. If you want to take any variations with your legs, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So maybe you straighten one leg and bend it and then straighten the other. Or maybe you straighten both. That can be a little intense, but you get to choose your adventure today. So do what feels right for you today. Keep breathing those nice full breaths, moving that lymph, moving that stuck energy. That's why we showed up. We showed up to feel good, to feel better, right? Because it's Feel Good Friday. We want to feel good on Friday. We don't want to feel bad. So that's what we're doing. We're moving the energy so we can feel good in our minds and our bodies and our spirits. Feeling good body, feeling good thoughts, thinking good thoughts. Feeling light in our spirit. The world can be so heavy, you guys. So it's important for it's important for all of us to take time to reflect, go inward, shift some things around in our thoughts and our processes and how we work in our mind with these issues, right? Moving the body or doing something with the body will help the mind so much. My friends, for the last few moments, if at any time you want to take one leg up towards the sky or both legs, you can take it into a little Viparita Karani, legs up the wall, that imaginary wall. I need to bend my knees, just a slight bend, and let the legs hover. I am literally doing no work here. Everything is nice and stacked. Good. Carefully, if you extend the legs up, carefully bring your feet back down to your mat. Press into your feet, lift your hips, slide that block out, and just pause here for a moment. So from here, walk your feet about hip distance apart and just allow the knees to come over to the right. So this will be our twist for our practice today. So knees over to the right. If it feels okay, maybe you take that right foot and place it on top of the left knee or just above the knee, getting a little bit more into more compression in your low back, a little bit of a twist, and then getting into the psoas here. So just notice how that feels on your back, on your hip. Take 2 more cycles of breath here. On that final exhale, just allow that foot carefully to come off the knee. Inhale, bring those knees up. If taking some windshield wipers side to side might soothe any kind of sensation you're having, you can do that. Or maybe you want to just hug the knees into the chest for a moment. That's also a choice. But we will meet back up to do the other side for our twist. And then I have one more posture as a heart opener. And you're more than welcome to stay there for Shavasana in that final posture or come out of it. But I'll let you know when we get there. So right now we're going to come back into our twist. So feet as wide as your yoga mat, drop those knees over to the left. Arms can be down alongside your body. And then maybe this is where you stay, right? You might notice like, oh wow, I'm feeling that psoas over the top of the hip, right? It's kind of connecting from the low back over the hip crest and then connecting the spine to the leg. That's what that does. So good stuff. And then maybe you add your foot on top of your knee. Adds a little bit more compression, a little more twist. So you decide. If it's too much, then take the foot off. You don't need to suffer. It's not what this practice is for. I used to think it was. That was when I first started yin. I was like, oh my gosh, this is torture. Why do people do this? Well, I'm like, had to turn the finger on myself. Like, hey, dummy, you don't got to go so deep. You don't need to go so deep out the gate. You can gradually get there. All right. Gently release that foot. Bring the knees back up. Again, maybe a little movement might feel good on the hips. Just sway the knees side to side. Good. And hug your knees in when you're ready. Rock a little, or maybe take them in a circle in one direction. And reverse. Go ahead and just rock a little side to side. And then you decide, maybe you rock up and down along your spine to come back up, or maybe you roll over. We're going to set up for that final shape. This can be just like another heart opener, or this can be your Shavasana. But if you wanted to come out of it after a couple minutes, you're more than welcome to. So far, so good, everybody? We're so very quiet on the chat. I'm guessing everybody's feeling really good. So yay, I love that for you. Betty girl, I'm so sorry, but I need to get a blanket. Can mama get a blanket? Can I get a blanket, please? Thank you. Okay, thanks. Okay. Okay, you can go back over there now. All right, take the blanket roll. You're gonna open it up. This is where I like to do that tight, skinny roll, just like this. So all the fringes on one side, and then I'm gonna take my blanket and place it on the mat across the yoga mat. So like in a T shape. Betty girl, you're blocking the camera. They can't see what I'm doing. Come here. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you're gonna lean yourself, you're gonna lay yourself over that blanket roll. Just enough, just like right, and like it's like the bra strap line. And I hate to say that because most men won't like really understand that, but it's underneath the heart. Think about back of the lungs. I'm gonna goalpost my arms out, and this is gonna be my shape. This is a nice little heart lift here. Breathe into that space you created. Like I said, you can be here for a few moments, or maybe you choose for this to be your Shavasana pose as well. But whatever you choose, let us begin this shape now. Just keep breathing into that space, that little lift in your heart. All right, my friends, if you want to come out of this shape into a more traditional Shavasana, you're more than welcome to. Maybe you slide out a blanket roll and resettle on your back. It's all good. Or maybe you stay there. Maybe it feels really nice to have that gentle lift in the heart space. You're more than welcome to stay there. Okay, my friends, begin to deepen your breath. Bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. And then extend that movement to wrists and ankles, moving them in circles in one direction. And then reverse. Good. On that inhale, reach the arms overhead. Take that full body stretch. Maybe point the toes away. Good. Just carefully bend one knee at a time. Roll over. And take your time as you come out of your restful shape in Shavasana. How we doing, everyone? So good? Woof. That Shavasana was killer. I swear, I probably could have, I really could have fallen asleep for sure. Kitty, how you doing? Feeling okay? Feeling any better? Did our practice move any energy? Yes. That's always the goal. We want to get unstuck, right? It's the issues in our tissues that we come to address when we come to our yin yoga practice. So, thank you so much, Miss Emily Jean. Mucho apreciado. Thank you. So we do this on Fridays at 8 a.m. and then Tuesdays again at 8 a.m. The practice we have coming up on Tuesday is going to be a wall yin yoga practice. So same, right? Yin, 8 a.m., but we're going to be using the wall. So set yourself up in front of a wall. It's going to be tons of fun. I love that practice. It's one of my favorites. And it's just a little bit more chill, but I'll tell you, one point I was teaching yin yoga on a beach in California, in Huntington Beach. And let me tell you, there's no props, no props on the beach, right? So there's no walls. So I like to take advantage of my environment. So if I have a wall, I'm going to use it. All right, definitely felt the areas that hit the ground. Beautiful. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Beautiful, friends. Okay, let's go ahead and close our yoga practice. Again, if you're inclined to leave a donation, please do so. If this practice resonated with you and you received benefit, I'd love to hear from you. Give me your feedback. A donation is great, but also words of affirmation are great too. So let me know what you liked. Let me know what you'd like for next time. And always, anytime you come to practice, feel free to write in the chat what you're looking for today. You know, where do you need the stretch? What's going on in your body emotionally, physically? And then I come up with that sequence for us to do. And here we are. Okay, so on your inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in all of you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much. Do this again on Tuesday, like I said, 8 a.m. yin, but we're going to do it at the wall. And then Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time for rest and restore. It's another nice, very chill practice. So those are the 3 classes I have here on Insight Timer right now. All the classes should be on the schedule. The one thing that I didn't change, and I should have, and I might change it. Not next Friday. Let me see, what is today anyway? Oh, it is. Okay, so today's the 12th. So next Friday's practice is going to be a chakra balancing practice. So that one is going to be 7 postures, 1 for each chakra. And I like to do this every season. It's kind of like a realignment. So please feel free to join me for that one. Like I said, all the postures are kind of set because I do 1 for each chakra. So root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, the whole shebang. It's a lot of fun. I do it every season. And so I'm going to go in and change the name of it so you know it's that one. All right, friends, thank you so much for your time and energy and your donations. And I will see you next time. And Betty says, thank you so much. All right. If you want to know about the classes being recorded, because I do record them, please message me, and I will let you know where they are at. Okay. All right. Have a great rest of your day and don't forget to drink your water. Sending all that love right back to you. Hello. Okay. See you next time. Bye.